Hey there, you're listening to Switch On, a podcast to shape the principles of modern leadership. I'm Helena Mach, and I'll be discussing real experience with successful leaders. Learn from them. How are they dealing with the challenges of today, and how are they building on their learnings for tomorrow's success? In this series, we will focus on leadership principles, where you can find yourself in a situation when you can bend the world to your will, yet you find yourself in a paradox. Welcome to this episode of Switch On. Experimentation, iteration, and improvisation are all in the range of today's dynamic business environment. When evaluating new business opportunities, I often get this question about how to balance between maintaining strategic focus while staying flexible. Both can define or break the business. So I'm thrilled to be joined today by Boško Praštalo, an entrepreneur, a determined business owner, and a passionate networker, helping businesses achieve their goals. Boško, welcome.
Hi, Helena. Hi.
Good to have you here. It would be great, Boško, if you can kick us off with a bit of introduction into who you are and what do you do?
Above all, I'm just a human who is very grateful to be in the position I'm today. I'm a family guy. I'm the father of two, Vid and Zala, happily married to my wife, Mirjana. My family is my stronger pillar, and without it, I would have a hard time creating and being who I am today. Regarding the business, I really love to help others. I'm just, like you said, passionate about networking. I'm helping individuals and businesses to create a better future through networking and sales. And I'm also the owner of license of Super in Slovenia.
Capturing new growth opportunities is fundamental to strategy, innovation, and entrepreneurship. But how would you say managers can best meet this challenge, with flexibility or with focus?
The world is changing so fast, and you have to be flexible just to survive. When I think about business and I think about relationships, I always think not about myself. I always think about the others, what the others need, what can I do? And in this part, I have to be flexible. But there are opportunities in every situation. And here I think it's crucial to have a combination of both. I always say that we always have to be open to the ideas of others. I don't think there is one formula, one recipe, but I'm sure we can find it if we are surrounded by the right individuals and if we are open to the combination of focus adjustment and self-flexibility.
I know you as a person who's living and thriving in this paradox. How do you make it work?
Honestly, it's not very easy. I never have all resources in time and money. I'm certainly fortunate to have a strong network, to have the right individuals to help me adjust my focus, but at the right time and with their support, I'm definitely more flexible. You know, what's more important? They will never let me fall asleep, to fall into the comfort zone. I'm not the smartest man in the world, so I always listen to the advice, the ideas of individuals who are much better than me.
You're very passionate about collaboration and you're always surrounding yourself with incredible people, building on their ideas, gaining new perspectives, new viewpoints, creating new experiences. How important would you say this growth mindset is today when you're trying to adapt to the new environment or simply to improve your impact?
Helena, I always say that today I wouldn't be who I am if I haven't been surrounded by my network. I'm certainly also grateful for the wrong individuals who were a part of my life. I have learned a lot from them. I'm aware that the learning process never ends. We learn everything from others. And it's most natural for me to be able to deal with people who are better than me in certain areas, because that's the only way I'm going to learn and grow. I also think that it's in our nature, we always want to have more, live better, have more leisure life. The question we have to ask ourselves here is when is enough and what price we are willing to pay for it. Of course, I want my project to succeed, that I have more business opportunities tomorrow than I have today. But I don't want to pay too high price for this. For example, that my work would have negative impact to my family or my health. I have to be flexible in part how much I put myself in business, how much time to devote to my family and to myself. The day only has 24 hours and time is running fast. I don't want to wake up in 15 years and find that I have missed far too many things at home. But on the other hand, I have to be aware that business also takes a big part of the time. It's definitely not easy.
Yeah, for sure. What you're mentioning is creating the right balance between the private life and the business. Some people actually say that this is a myth.
It's not a myth. We all have private and business lives. But for me, that's important. For others, I cannot speak for the others.
The red line in both, and you mentioned this during our last conversation, is the importance of trust. Without it, in my view, little can be achieved. Would you agree?
Definitely. Without trust, nothing happens. You cannot do a lot of things if you're alone. You have to have great team, super partners. You have to have perfect employees. So if you are alone, you cannot do much. You have to be surrounded with the people who are better than you. That's why you have to be open-minded. If you have this, and if we work as a team, then we can like build whatever we want. You know, Novak Djokovic and Federer, they have a team. He is like playing on the field. Without a team, he cannot be number one.
I fully agree. I see the role of trust as being key, maybe even more important today. But how do you see the role of trust developing in today's business environment?
Trust is like, you know, it's very important. A lot of people are, I don't know, just gambling with this trust. Given where the world is going, given that we have too much of everything, and there is nothing to suggest that tomorrow will not be any different, trust will be even more important. Today you have more information. It's very easy to connect with people. You really don't know who to believe today. Helena, honestly, if you didn't trust me, we wouldn't have our first coffee. We wouldn't have stayed in touch. We wouldn't be talking here today. For me, confidence and trust is something that builds up, but to build that trust, you have to work on that.
It's about building the relationship, right?
Definitely. But relationship, they don't have like this simple recipe. You have to be very flexible, focused on them, and really think on the long term. In the world where the fast results are expected, personally, I cannot imagine having a sales business or business without building a relationship. If we build a relationship in the right way, we can have an extraordinary lot of credits in the long run. Customers become our ambassadors, become our marketing on the ground. They share with us the key information, but sometimes this information can mean a further step in our business, can mean new connections, new customers. You really never know. If there is a person who thinks he can ignore the importance of trust, that he can manipulate trust, I think that such person has a big challenge.
Mm-hmm. You have mentioned how proud you are when you can help businesses to better achieve their goals through business networking. But not everybody is actually fostering their network along their journey. Why do you think some people rather focus on their expertise while others build on this collaboration? Nevertheless, I see it as an important part of personal growth and being open to change.
In networking, it's not all about me. Then you have to focus, you have to work, and you have to think about the others. And most people think that they don't have time to build a relationship. Ignoring the importance of networking in personal and business life, it's the same as professional athletes would ignore a healthy lifestyle, like to have a lot of sleep, a healthy diet, relaxation, regeneration, and everything else that doesn't fall under regular practice. For the most people, it's easier to deal with themselves than dealing with others. Majority, they understand that they have to study for 4 years, that they have to invest in additional years in a master degree, workshop, books, etc. In this way, they deal with themselves. But the world doesn't just revolve around us. When we talk about corporation, where we have to give our energy, our time to others, you have to think about others. We as individuals are powerless. The sooner we raise awareness of this part, the most likely we are to use our potential.
Actually, some people struggle with that. And any simple tips or suggestion how to open up, how to be more prone to networking, how to think about the benefits that networking could actually bring to our success?
When I think about networking, it's not all about me. So you have to focus on other person. You have to talk with them, ask open questions, just listen. And then you have to be proactive. We're lazy. We think a lot of things, but we are not proactive. So just simple, just pick up the phone, send email, say hi. I can say be more unique.
Being really focused, but yet remaining authentic. Be yourself. Great advice.
The problem is that we don't, in networking, we don't have focus. Okay, you need to know who you are and what is important to you. And then we have to be more proactive. Nothing is built from today to tomorrow. We need to be aware that individuals are changing. We adapt just if we want to stay in the game. If we don't adapt, we will be trapped in our own world. So you need to know what kind of person you need in your life. We are like living very fast and we want to have like these fast results. You have to think on the long term. And I'll always say that it's all about quality and not quantity. If you see that they need help, just call them, just be more proactive. Networking requires proactivity in action. Anyone should think of the dark scenario, the loss of key employee or the biggest customer or job or the illness. The first thing we think about who can help me to appreciate what we already have now and to work on prevention and to write someone from an existing network or someone we have to meet in the future. If we do that, we have a list of people with whom we think it's a good thing to build a relationship in the future. Also, we do not need them right now at this moment. We can send them a message, how they are, invite them for a coffee, lunch, or just say hi. These are simple actions you can do anytime, not just when you need help.
Yeah, we need to be proactive and we need to be mindful how important it is, not just for us, but also for our environment to build those relationships. You're an expert in branding. Besides managing the Super Brands license, you have recently launched Superznamka magazine, a portal to offer a comprehensive look into real case studies, best practices and strategies, simply to help provide know-how and insights.
Superznamka is somehow a natural process of growing the entire story of super brands or branding in Slovenia. Today's challenge is that we have more and more brands, and there is nothing to indicate that there won't be any less in the future. On the other hand, today is extremely easy to create a new brand. The goal of Superznamka is to gather in one place the right information, the key people who know a lot about branding. They want to have individuals who work in marketing, sales, agencies, directors, professors. I can say that an interesting journey is in front of us.
Yeah, and on this journey, you are really surrounded by incredible people who do not report to you, actually. Yet you advocate for them, lift them, help them, push them to become better. It's remarkable to see servant leadership example like that.
When you are saying these kind of words, like I'm just, I think that you are talking about another person. You don't talk about me, because this thing that I'm doing is so natural. It's like when I help them, they help me. I have 5 partners on this project. we are partners. I'm okay. I'm the owner, but if they don't do their part of the job, I don't know how to do it.
I would assume the trick is in the empowerment to bring their expertise and ideas to light, to build on their knowledge and build on their strengths.
Definitely, because they know what they are doing. If you want to have a news magazine, you have to have creative leader, copywriter, you have to have digital strategy. They're experts on their fields, and you have to be flexible today because the things are changing very quick. I'm just listening. I'm just connecting the dots. When we have discussed about cover, if you have magazine, you have to have a cover. It's the first cover, and you have to be something unique, something special. And Tim, who is a creative leader, he said, "Okay, I will do 2-3 examples of covers." And I said to him, "No, Tim, just do one cover. The one that you believe that is the best for us, the best for magazine, the best for Super Znamka, and then all of us will give you feedback. You don't need to do 2 or 3. Why? I appreciate them that they are working with me. I learn a lot in this kind of communication, and I think that you just have to give them this push that you are expert, do your best, and we'll give you just feedback. We are not like aiming to be perfect. We are just doing the best version that we can do. And I know that in 5-10 years, we'll be like almost perfect, never perfect, but we'll be better than we are now. But this is the best we can do now. And for me, that's top.
I don't even doubt it, for sure. But what's in it for you in this kind of relationship and support that you're providing to business owners?
On the first hand, it seems I'm the only one who is helping them, but to be honest, they're helping me a lot more because of their stories, their examples. In that way, I'm really growing. I have Ines. She's a good copywriter. When she writes, it's like I write. When I need something for myself, they will help me to be the best version of myself. Because the problem is that today you need to know a lot of things. So you have to know how social is working. You have to know how is networking working. You have to be good in sales, in communication. And I have only 24 hours. I realize now that I will never know everything, that I will never be an expert in 10 areas. And I really do not want that. At the end, I'm a much better person. That's the point of whole networking process. So it's a long distance run and the teamwork. I always say that every time I meet a new person, it's like I read a new book, as each individual has its own story. Not long ago, my Mirina told me that she felt like I give too much to others, but I only give what I can give to those who deserve it. The other day, one young lady told me that she had 3 ideas in the past, and for some reason, nothing happened. When I asked where she was looking for support, she said she was talking with a colleague and a mom. You know what a colleague and mom do? Her mom is a cook and her colleague a hairdresser. The problem is that none of them have entrepreneurial experience. There is nothing wrong with searching for support at a certain time, but they're looking for advice and support where they cannot get it.
So what you're trying to say is that you need to look for experts in order to bring their strengths to life, and don't deviate into other fields where the support that you're actually looking for might not be available.
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm. You said it so well. It's not about knowing everything. It's about building on your skills, building on your expertise, but then connecting with others and doing something together. And then the magic happens because everybody contributes their best.
I didn't know 3 or 4 years ago that the people came to me and said, okay, you are such good networker. I didn't think about that. And they say, okay, can you help me? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 5. I'm just easygoing guy. I'm like, when I talk with someone, I don't think about myself. I think about them. And I remember a lot of things. I'm proactive. I'm doing that for now 4 or 5 years. And I think that I will do this for the rest of my life.
You are so right. Being flexible yet focus on the right things, able to adapt and embrace the change is so critical today. Would you maybe be willing to share with us your top recommendations on how to balance this fragile relationship, to adapt and develop, to elevate the impact and build new things?
We have to take care of others, and others will take care of you. Do it honestly, think long term, and always be the one to take the first step. Be grateful for everything you have, for all the attention you get, and tell the others you care about them, that you respect them and love them. But if you manage to give a clear signal that you will always be here for them, it's going to be a pure victory. I think this wraps everything up.
What a brilliant summary. I think we are at crossroads, and I'm looking forward to see how much more flexible we become going forward, not just to adapt, but to elevate our relationships and add value to others. A great discussion. Thank you, Boško. I find it really inspiring talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Helena, for having me here.
Thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure to have Boško with us today. I find his passion for networking and building on each other's ideas remarkable, because it's not about knowing everything. It's about building on our skills, building on our strengths, and connecting with others. It's about doing something together, and then the magic happens because everybody contributes their best. Boško changed my outlook on networking and entrepreneurial collaboration. In today's conversation, he put it very boldly when he said, "Without trust, nothing happens. We need to have a great team and partners. If you are alone, you can't do much. We need to surround ourselves with the people who are better experts than us. Be open-minded. And as we work together as a team, we can build whatever we want." Thank you, and see you soon. This podcast is brought to you by Drop of Milk, an impact-driven business consultancy and expert on customer-focused digital transformation. You can learn more at dropofmilk.com.